Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ella and I make videos all about my university experience and my life. Also, out of nowhere, the wind has just like gone a bit wild. So if you're hearing some windy noises, that's why. I literally don't even know where this has come from and I'm a bit scared, but we move. So I headed over to Instagram and I asked you guys for questions all about the University of Nottingham today. And as per usual, you all came in and sent me lots of questions over. Thank you very much again. If you want to be involved in my Q&A videos or my series Let's Get Real, then don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My handle is @LMAHorton. That is where all like the up-to-date information and any like chance for you to interact with me on these videos is. And just before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like if you like, and let's get into it. First question is, could you please explain how catered accommodation works and what meals are included? Okay, so I just want to clarify that I was never in catered accommodation. I was self-catered. However, I did have many friends who were catered, so I feel like I can tell you as much as I know. So when you're catered, you obviously get all of your food paid for. That's kind of in the name, catered, but it's not all like school cafeteria food. So for breakfast, I think they serve like a buffet of food and it's like continental, plus they sometimes have cooked breakfasts. And I know there's veggie, vegan and obviously meat eater options. I don't know how good those are, but I know that they exist. I think breakfast is between 7 and 9, so you have to be quite prompt. And then for lunches and any other snacks, you get a £28 meal card, which you get to spend on any of the uni shops around campus or like uni cafes, excluding alcohol and tobacco and that kind of thing. Other than that, I think you can actually spend it on whatever you want. And then you obviously get dinner, and I think they have a whole variety of options. I think it's like a 3-week rota of food that kind of gets repeated throughout the year, but I'm not totally sure. I hope that answered your question. Next question, how hard is it to transition from A-levels? So university is not harder than A-levels, because I definitely say that for me personally, A-levels were much more difficult, but it's just a different kind of work. Like, it's just different. We're at university, you are expected to be a lot more independent. That means that there won't be someone like holding your hand along the way, like cheering you on. That just does not exist at university. You do get support from your tutors and whatnot, but other than that, it's not like they're not like teachers. They're just sort of people that will help you if you ask for it, but if you don't ask for it, you won't get any help. Like, it is up to you to do the work off your own back. So yeah, in answer to your question, it is different, not necessarily harder. Will it be harder to make friends if you are in a studio flat during first year? Honestly, that really depends on you. If you are willing to take yourselves to society meetups and, you know, put yourself out there, then it won't be hard for you to make friends as long as you make the effort. I think that's the difference with studio flats and just communal living in general, is that I suppose when you're living in a shared flat, you have to bump into people all the time. Like, in your flat, you constantly are bumping into your friends. You know, some of the best friends I've ever met have been at societies, and that's got nothing to do with where you live. So put yourself, especially if you're in a studio flat, you need to put yourself out there and go to social things to make sure that you integrate yourselves with people. So just go to meetups, go to meetings. Any opportunity where you can, you know, mingle with other people is good and will help you make friends. So don't worry too much. There are lots of opportunities to make friends at the University of Nottingham. So next question I've got is, what happens on the first day and night you arrive? So basically what happens is, and I'm pretty sure this is the same for every accommodation, what happens is you rock up, you park up on the campus in University Park. If you're like University Park accommodation, by the way, and then you walk to your accommodation and you like sign in or register, which is basically where you sit down and you confirm all your details, pick up your key, pick up your room key, pick up your flat, like your card to scan yourself into the building, and you pick up like a few other leaflets and information and timetable of events and that kind of thing, and then you go back to collect your car from the car park, and you park up next to like near to your rooms that you can move all your stuff in, and then you move all of your stuff into your room, and then obviously your parents leave. It's really emotional, and then it's kind of up to you what you do. So your first night, everybody's first night will differ. Personally, on my first night, I was in a group chat with the other people in my block, and I went to a flat party downstairs where I met one of my best friends ever, Oshan, and my now boyfriend, Fred. So basically the first night kind of depends on you and what you want to do. If you feel like you want a night on your own to like adjust, then that's completely fine. But I would recommend getting onto the Facebook group chats to just chat with people beforehand and like arrange a meetup on the first night, because I think it made everyone that I was with feel a lot more at ease straight away. So I've got 2 questions on timetabling, so I'm just gonna sort of merge them together. On average, how many lectures do you have in a week, and how many time is there for other things? How many lectures you have varies massively depending on your course. So if you are a humanities or art subject, your number of contact hours will be significantly less than if you are a STEM subject, which is, so arts or humanities subjects might include English, history, politics, philosophy, you know, everything in that sort of ballpark. STEM subjects, I'm talking like physics, biology, chemistry, pharmacy, medicine, you know, etc. That's what I mean by STEM. I don't know if that's like the technical definition, but that's what I mean. So if you're an arts subject, I can speak from experience, your number of contact hours in first year is around 10 to sort of 16 is like where you're at, which isn't that many. It sounds like a lot when it's all in one, but it's actually not. It's like maybe 2 full days, 3 full days, but it's like spread out across the week, so you're never in uni for a full day, really. But if you're more of like a sciencey subject, and that's excluding psychology actually, because I know psychology don't have that many contact hours either. But if you're like physics, for example, they are in pretty much every day for 4 or 5 hours. So it really just depends on the subject you're doing. So in autumn you have one timetable, and in spring you have another. I was lucky in my spring semester timetable because I actually had Tuesdays and Thursdays completely off. So I had 4 days off throughout the week, which allowed me to do my part-time job, which I really was quite grateful for. But yeah, basically it just varies. It varies. I'm really good at talking, aren't I? Wow, I can really talk. Okay, so next question. How much is the gym membership at David Ross, and is it worth it? Love your videos. Thank you very much. And the gym membership at David Ross is 210 if you sign up in the first week, and that's for the whole year. So there's no monthly payments. It is an all-in-one payment. I think if you leave it until after the deadline, it's something like 240. I had a membership to David Ross in my first year. It is a really nice gym, and there's lots of facilities available. And if you're doing a sport at the University of Nottingham, so if you play netball or basketball or hockey or whatever else you want to play, you have to have a membership to be part of those societies. But to be honest, if you're not part of a sports society, then I personally wouldn't get a uni gym membership, because the uni gyms are so overcrowded. It's literally impossible to get to the free weight section or use any of the machines really, because I mean at peak times you can barely do anything in there at all, and even when it's not peak times it's still so full. So I would just say, don't, if you can, I would get a gym membership at maybe like Pure Gym. There's lots of Pure Gyms in Nottingham. There's definitely one in Beeston, and there's like a few in Lenton. So I would say go for a third-party gym rather than go for David Ross if you can. Next question, is it worth getting freshers events wristbands now, or wait until official ones come out? Wait until official ones come out. Oh my god, I can't even deal with, I've been asked this question so much, and literally anything that you're seeing advertised right now are not the official events, and they are not good. Like, unless I would honestly wait until the SU release the events, and that is normally around the end of August, start of September. And basically they have about 4 or 5 events at different nightclubs, and they're all themed with like costumes or whatever, and they are the events that everyone will be going to in first year. So I would just wait until they come out and then get your tickets, because otherwise, like you're gonna have bought tickets to something that everyone else might not be going to, if that makes sense. So just hold off. Also, they're very expensive. You do not need to spend that much money on a wristband, I'm just saying. Okay, so next question, what is the city like in terms of nightlife and living in, and how close is it to the uni? So first of all, on nightlife, I've got a whole video all about the nightlife in Nottingham coming next Wednesday. So if you want to know about that, then look out for that on my channel next week. But answering your other question, how close is the city to uni? So city is around a 40 to 50 minute walk from the campus, I think. But there is a tram that takes literally 10 minutes to get into city. The buses run every like 2 minutes, so like you can get a bus into town if you want to. Taxis are about £8 to £9 if you're in Broadgate Park. But when you go in second year, and like most people live in Lenton in second year, it's literally like a 15-minute walk to town, and it's like halfway in between University Park and town. So if you want to go into city, it's a lot easier in second year, I'm just saying, and it's a lot cheaper, thank God. It's kind of far away, but it's like, it's worth it for how nice the campus is, to be honest. Would you say Facebook would be useful before uni to meet people? Are you disadvantaged or not? Get on the Facebook group chats. There'll be more information about the official group chats in August. Basically, you won't know about the group chats until you're all confirmed like what flat you're in, and that won't be until August anyway. So look at, there will be places where they can point you to like the different group chats and whatever when they come out, but they're just not out yet. Next question, how strict are Notts for their entry requirements for English literature? Really depends on you. Obviously I'm not part of admissions, I'm a student, but I can talk from, you know, seeing how other people got in. I personally didn't miss my grades, so I was very thankful, but I know people that did miss their grades and did manage to get in, but apparently it was because their personal statements were so good. So if you are showing like passion and commitment to the subject and you miss the grade by maybe, you know, 1, so let's say you meant to get AAA and you've instead got AB, I think it really just depends on you as a person and like your personal statement and how much of a case you presented for yourself. Just try and trust yourself. Try and trust in your ability and trust that your personal statement was good enough to get in. That's what I'd say. Next question, do you have time to have a job and study and socialise whilst at uni? Again, this really depends on you. If you are good at managing your time, then yes, you will be able to sort of balance everything. But if you are not very good at managing your time, then it will be really difficult for you and you won't be able to do all 3. You'll have to pick 2, and so obviously you're going to pick uni and socialising. So if you do have time for a job, then just make sure it doesn't interfere with your studies or anything else, or even your social life. Just make sure like it fits around stuff and that it suits you and that it doesn't drain you too much. I personally work at a bar in the city centre, which I absolutely love, and it doesn't even feel like work because I like working there so much. I just had to go and get myself a top up of coffee, because this is actually an iced coffee, but I put it in one of these because I'm very good at spilling this everywhere. So the next question I got is, are lectures recorded and is there a big drinking drug culture in Nottingham? Yes, they are for most courses. They definitely have been for me in all of my modules this year. In first year, my lectures weren't all recorded, but I'm pretty sure that's been rectified now. I'm pretty sure they are now. And is there a big drinking drugs culture in Nottingham? Listen. Any university you go to in the world will have a drinking drugs culture. But that does not mean that you have to get involved in it. Nottingham specifically, obviously, I'm going to be completely honest. You know, obviously there are people who do it. In every city in the world, there will be people that drink and there will be people that do drugs. It's not particularly prevalent in that it's not like you see it everywhere you go and like you can't get away from it, because at the end of the day, it's whoever you choose to associate yourself with. If you associate yourself with people who drink and do drugs, then you will be surrounded by it constantly. But if you associate yourself with people that don't, then you will rarely ever see it. Just branching off that, if you don't feel comfortable being friends with someone who drinks or does drugs or anything, you do not have to be friends with them, and you do not have to participate in that culture. But yeah, it exists and it will do in any city. The next question is, what has been the highlights of your English course so far? The modules that I'm doing at the moment are my favourite modules I have ever done. I'm currently writing my coursework on hegemonic masculinity in Star Wars, and I'm writing it like about the evolution of the Star Wars franchise from 1 to 9, and I'm literally living my best life. I can't even tell you how much I love my coursework. I'm enjoying writing it so much. I'm having so much fun looking into it. My favourite part of English generally though is just the seminars. I love seminars in my course. Literally, it is just like having a good deep chat about the books that you love. I love a deep chat about English. I don't know about you, but I love just having a debate. Like, I love this back and forth. What do you think? Well, I disagree with that. I think this because of this. And that is what English is at the core. Final question. Budget to help. Gym cost, transport, average night out cost, washing cost, printing. Okay, gonna give you a quick rundown. Printing is done by a print credit system, and I believe it's something like 4p per mono. I think it's 4p per black and white print, 10p per coloured, and then that varies depending on the size of the paper. And you top that up via like a mobile print credit service. It doesn't work out that much though, even if you're printing a lot. Transport, so if you are getting the tram, which goes between University Park all the way through Lenton and to City and beyond, it's £1.10 for like a single and £2.10 for the day, I want to say, for a student. Buses, it's £1.70 if you verify your student card on the NCTX app. And you can literally just get on. That's the easiest way to get around in my opinion. Night out cost depends how much you drink, depends how much you want to spend. Entry to a club is normally between £5 to £10. Drinks, if you're getting, so if your drinks can vary, but you shouldn't really be paying any more than £5 for a double anywhere. Washing cost is £2 for a wash, £1 for a dry. And you don't use laundry detergent, you need to bring washing pods. Hack. Pods are everything. No fabric conditioner, nothing else, just pods. And finally, to finish up, which I think is the real question that you probably all want to know the answers to, is how do you think freshers, first years will be affected by the coronavirus lockdown? I'm going to tell you exactly what the university has told us. They do not know. At the end of the day, they have to work with the government restrictions, and it is not clear where we will be by September. The only thing I can assure you of is that whatever happens, they will offer you support and guidance, and they will like let you know what is going on and everything. There will be some sort of contingency plan in place, so please don't worry. You are still going to be able to have a first year. It just might not be, you know, everything you expected. If you have any questions about the coronavirus lockdown, I will leave the coronavirus resources in the bio from the University of Nottingham if you've got any more questions on that, because that's much better suited to answering it than I am. Or if you want, actually, you can watch my video on the coronavirus lockdown, which I did do a few weeks ago, and I'll leave that in the description too. So this just about rounds up my Q&A all about the University of Nottingham. I hope this was helpful to some of you, and hopefully it answered a few of your questions regarding, you know, uni life and everything. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then my handle is @LMAHorton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life, and follow me on TikTok. My handle is @LMAHorton and the last O is a 0. If you are going to the University of Nottingham, then comment down below and let me know. I will be giving one of you a shout out in next week's video, so look out for that. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.